Let's bring in Republican Congressman Mac Thornberry, who is chairman of the House Armed Services Committee. He joins me now. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, I just want to get your idea on what we just heard about the wall and the fact that Senator Schumer had to come to the table now with something different, and he had a deal last week. Your thoughts on what's transpired today from your perch?
Well, I think Senator Schumer saw some polls that were not going in his favor. A lot of the reason for that is because of the damage that was being done to the United States military during this shutdown. And so I really think that's the broader issue that today does not solve. For several months, we've had some folks on Capitol Hill who have been willing to hold military funding hostage to some other issue, whether it was increasing funding on a domestic issue or in this case some sort of immigration issue. And unfortunately we have seen damage every step of the way as long as they've been doing that.
You know, on the Armed Services Committee, I know that this is an issue that you must have been talking about in detail over the weekend. I can only imagine how many military families you've heard from. Today I was reading mourning military families would not be getting government death benefits with regard to a government shutdown. That's just heartbreaking. You had 1.3 million uniformed military personnel in stay-ready position waiting to see if they were going to get paychecks on February 1st. It's been solved potentially at least for the next 17 days. But, you know, we've been through this before, Congressman, and 16 days the last go-around. What did you learn about protecting military families that didn't work out this time? Can't we fix that and make it separate?
We've got to fix it, and we have got to make it separate. You are really getting to the heart of the issue. As long as we are making military funding conditional on some other issue, whether it's immigration or EPA funding or whatever it is, as long as we're doing that, we're making these men and women who are risking their lives for us political pawns. And so now they will get their paycheck, but we are back under these stopgap spending measures that really damages their readiness. It does not allow them to issue new contracts. It does not allow them to train the way that they should. And you're exactly right. Unfortunately, we lost 2 soldiers Saturday morning in a helicopter accident. Now those death benefits can be paid, but we have lost too many people because of accidents, because of this political gamesmanship that has gone on way too long with our military.
Oh, I want to talk more about that. Congressman Thornberry, what you're talking about is the fact that our readiness is actually even affected under this continuing resolution because it only goes 17 days. Who can plan anything in that time?
No, you're exactly right. And again, this has been what we've been operating under since October. These series of stopgap measures, nobody can plan, but in addition, under this sort of funding, you've got to do exactly what you did last year, whether you need to or not. So, for example, last Friday, the Pentagon just came out with a new national security strategy that says we're going to pay more attention to Russia and China. Well, nothing can be adjusted under this budget under these stopgap spending measures.
Wow.
So that's the heart of this matter. As long as we hold the military hostage for some other issue, then we're not going to be able to defend the country the way they should, the way we should.
And if the Pentagon is telling us that there are countries we need to watch, and the military knows they need to do it, that's not just happening because somebody thought it was a good idea in the room. That has to do, I would imagine, Congressman, with national security. So does this affect our national security?
Absolutely. We have never had more complex national security threats all at the same time than we're having right now. And everybody is focused on North Korea, but and Iran, what they're doing. Terrorists have not gone away, Russia, China. And so you've got to have a budget that reflects that. But for months, we have been under these stopgap spending rules because people are willing to use the military as a political hostage. That's the heart of this matter, and that's what we've got to get away from.
Yeah, look, there are always going to be political pawns, and because it's politics on Capitol Hill, I get that. But the military rides in a different position. They are our ride or die people. They protect us. We don't want them to park their rides. And we don't want to give them any reason to do that. This affects morale, too. I know I've talked with enough military, current, and veterans to know that. I appreciate so much your time, Congressman Thornberry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, as we